Kehoe.
Thank you, Mr. Sebula. Thank you, Mr. Sebula. This is a position that I'm not unaccustomed to. I'm counting 2 votes on this side and 2 votes on that side. So let me share with you my perspective. First of all, I think Mr. Dagg had it right when he described this as the apex of the democratic process. You've all been here for 6, 7 hours now, and I think that's laudable. Mr. Reese also had it right when he described the participants in this activity as being sincere and honorable, and I believe that to be correct also. And I am proud of everyone who has participated in this, who's remained in this room all these many hours, and thank you for doing that. In my mind, there are 3 distinct and important elements to this matter before us this afternoon and evening, and each of these individual dimensions should not be considered in isolation, but should be considered in their totality. So the first one, and I know some of you maybe are reticent about talking about this, but I am not. The first one is the money, and it is a lot of money. It's money to the developer, it's money to the construction trades, the car dealers, the media, the newspaper, TV, and radio. It's also money to the county in the form of increased sales and property tax, which will result in expanded services, and that's a really positive thing. It's also money to the community in the form of jobs, car selection, customer service, and Mr. Melberg talked about something that is certainly valid, and that's the multiplier effect that takes into consideration the generation of dollars that go on and on. So that's the first consideration, and there is, in my mind, absolutely nothing wrong with talking about the financial benefits of a particular project. Undoubtedly, we have numerous special interests here today, and that's fine, and that's positive, and that's the way it should be. The second consideration that I think my colleagues have taken into consideration and I have taken into consideration is the environmental concerns. If you go through the staff report, like all of us have, these environmental concerns are more than adequately documented, and they're going to have an impact, an everlasting impact on the bottom. The second aspect of that is what happens to the quality of life of the people in the bottom when this goes through. It will have a significant impact. And I know the term NIMBY has been thrown about. Well, NIMBY concerns are valid concerns, so let's not dismiss those. The final aspect of, or dimension of this question is the planning mechanism itself. It has been suggested to us this evening that we invoke a general plan amendment as opposed to the creation of a specific plan that will address the totality of needs, business inclinations, and visions of the bottom. Now, my colleagues, I believe, have adequately expressed their concern about what's going to happen to the bottom, if I may use this metaphor, once the camel gets its nose under the tent. Before you know it, the camel's in the tent. And so I have concerns about that. I believe that the area is too large for a general plan amendment. I believe a general plan amendment promotes an incremental approach to planning. I believe a general plan amendment fails to develop a planning vision for the totality of the bottom. I believe a general plan amendment tends to create planning ambiguity and property ownership uncertainty. The bottom area, according to the staff report, is 4,545 acres. I believe it to be unique, and I believe it requires special attention. Finally, I believe a specific plan would provide elemental fairness and a level playing field for the residents and the property owners of the bottom. In conclusion, I'm not supportive of an approach to planning that decides such an important matter based upon a limited general plan amendment.